Hello, welcome to this week's episode of The Digest. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Francesca. Today, we take a look at the impact of illicit alcohol trade on the economy and society as a whole. An economic impact assessment report by Zambian Breweries done by Ernst & Young revealed glaring figures which attempted to answer some pertinent questions such as: who is the real villain hiding in plain sight in the local alcohol market? How does a responsible alcohol market factor into Zambia's quest to attain the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals? What role can stakeholders play to create a healthy, stable alcohol market? Those are some of the questions. Let's just take a look at this report.
Zambian Breweries, the country's largest brewer in 2019, generated about 5.8 billion kwacha worth of output while creating over 80,000 direct and indirect jobs and contributing 1.6 billion kwacha to government revenue. However, despite these successes, the local alcohol sector continues to face numerous challenges, the most persistent of which is the prevalence of the illicit alcohol trade. Over the years, the illicit market has grown at such a rapid rate that government lost 21 billion kwacha to the national output in 2018 alone. And according to Euromonitor's 2018 global study on illicit alcohol, 1 in 4 alcohol bottles are illegal, representing 25.8% of all global consumption. These findings corresponded to data from the World Health Organization that placed unrecorded alcohol at 25.5% of total worldwide adult consumption during the same period, with marked growth projected over the new decade. Some of the adverse effects on illegal alcohol production are health complications, which have become a concern among members of the community.
Especially when you look at especially when you consider Lusaka, to be specific, Malata compound. It's a deplorable state. When you look at the youths, you can't think whether they are coming from the old parents. So it's unexplainable. I don't know how I can even describe it. These schools that are near by this compound, it has affected them a lot. Because most of them, they run away from classes, want to rush, come here, pretending to get some stuff for school use, when it's just coming to get the kachilijeni.
Mwoba utubutisa ku bana. Bana bakamba kumwa mwoba ule mubataya. Kuyambo tukwa na bantu, yambo menyana, bakambo bakakolewa beka. Bambo menyana. Then tu uyu mwoba watubutisa bana mzapezeka kuti kunyu ya paka olo mwende ku hospital chifukwa cha mwoba uyu mupeza na wadi banapanga ya kunyu chabe chifukwa cha mwoba uyu bana bakunyuka mupeza bakumwa bankala mwana ako kunyu pamene paje ya mukaenda kucha mupeza kuti ndi wamenya kunyuka. Problem ilipo paka mwoba manta balibe bazaika mochamba bonse bilipali beve ni shikomboni manje ya lubana kulibe omene angaweruze kulibe lo umozi uyo pano yopa weka kubakambisa palastu zaona chabe mwamene bachitira uzi banozibati apa nikambako sibazanireka pena ngo wazani tukwana pena ngo wazamboni ndwazani meni so ni kubayangana chabe bati tipempako bayewo pali uyu mwoba webe mwandi bayanganepo za mwana ni muono ali na mayezi chabe ya ngono chabe bati mkamuyangana kumenso mbovu zinachoka elo kumpeshi aoneka mwanga ni bakuru benangu mkamuyangana tupi bati tofunduka mwanga ni ijanjoka ija njoka yamene ichitati manja ifunduka bene bake bakambati mangalo beni benangu ibaonanga mitima muzapeza muntu avimba manja aoneka black monga kapela mwampeleka kudala mmochani then mwaendo muchosa manje nde mwamene baonekera so mwandi stiti wamiza mwandi timbera kuyipa ndaba aba bana ndiye bafunika bagwire batisunga tikakula ife tenda tikula nakudala abantu benze kumwa muba bati uyu webe au wakanga echibuku yenze chabe bwino bakudala benze kumwa mosi benze kumwa bati uyu au boma yebe awe yangane.
While legitimate alcohol manufacturers like Zambian breweries contribute to employment, entrepreneurship development, comply with food and beverages safety to the national treasury, the illicit market continues to predominantly supply smuggled beverages that often lack proper certification from standards agencies, posing a serious health risk to consumers.
I'm glad to note that the report showcases Zambian breweries' positive contribution to the country's development, which is in line with our goal to build better communities in all markets in which we operate. Alcohol has always been part of our society. Zambia has a rich, diverse culture and uses alcohol in traditional ceremonies, celebrations of births and marriages, and even death rites. Alcoholic beverages have had a positive impact in the socio-economic development of millions of people involved in the value chains, including Zambian breweries. Across the value chain, Zambian breweries plays an important role in stimulating the growth of local businesses by sourcing raw materials such as sugar, maize, sorghum, barley, and cassava from local small-scale farmers. This has helped boost job opportunities in the agricultural sector and associated industries, on top of supporting rural development by encouraging community participation in smallholder farming, which will in turn exploit the market created by our operations. Despite the positive aspects, though, there have been incidents of alcohol abuse, road traffic accidents, underage drinking, and other misdemeanors that have been attributed to beer. And we all know the rise of illicit spirits such as junta or jijili, with unknown contents and ungoverned alcohol percentages, which are a proven health hazard, often leading to fatalities. The local alcohol market has immense growth potential that could really increase the sector's contribution to job creation as well as government revenue ultimately. We've made progress as an industry to curb this illicit trade, but yet more remains to be done. And it's for this reason that the regulation of the alcohol industry to preserve lives and prevent fatalities created by these spirits cannot be overemphasized. Education, treatment and rehabilitation of abusers of alcohol and enforcement of the legal framework are key to this. We at Zambian Breweries will supplement government's efforts to bring these illicit spirits to a halt in line with the national alcohol policy, which has our full support.
Despite Zambia having a fairly strong legislation like the Liquor Licensing Act of 2011 and the National Alcohol Policy, NAP, among others, the lack of strong and consistent enforcement means that the illegal market has continued to undermine the formal sector and its capacity to contribute to the economic development. It is not uncommon to find retailers selling both legitimate brands and counterfeit beverages in the same store, making the consumer an unwitting accomplice in the illegal sector's growth. The Zambian government is committed in enforcing existing laws with other relevant authorities in the curbing of illicit alcohol. Mushima Mulenga is the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry.
Let me take this opportunity to reaffirm the Ministry's commitment in enforcing existing laws with other relevant authorities in curbing the trading of illicit alcohol. I would also like to take this opportunity to encourage industry leaders in other sectors to emulate Zambian breweries' stance in engaging government to strengthen the regulations to curb illicit trade in the alcohol market. Together, we can end unfair trade practices and rid our country of counterfeit products for sustainable development. With these remarks, it is my honor and privilege to officially launch the Economic Impact Analysis of Zambian Breweries PLC report.
The Ernst & Young report reveals that growth in the illicit alcohol market has displayed a steady rise from 2014. If left unchecked, growth in illegal alcohol trade could negatively impact Zambia's capacity to attain its socio-economic development targets, like the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. Conversely, Zambian breweries has had a positive impact on the economy, with its contributions being quantified in terms of increased employment opportunities across the value chain, growing labor income, gross value added, and economic output. This has been achieved in part by the company's commitment to sourcing raw materials such as sugar, maize, sorghum, barley, and cassava from local farmers. Consequently, there has been a marked increase in job opportunities in the agricultural sector and associated industries, resulting in secondary benefits for rural communities. Transparency in the manufacturing sector is key to tracking and plugging revenue leaks. With the country's largest brewer having taken the initiative to develop a comprehensive report addressing critical questions affecting the alcohol market, Zambia may be approaching a significant turning point in its quest to bring sanity and accountability to one of the country's most important industries.
It is for this reason that we as Zambia Chambers of Commerce and Industry are excited to be part of this launch supporting this report. Zambia Breweries has been a key player in the fast-moving consumer goods and manufacturing industry for many years, and we commend your contribution to the growth of the Zambian economy, the job creation that you bring in the fold, the impact that you've made in the cassava subsector and many other sectors of our economy. In the recent years, we have seen the rapid growth of illicit alcohol trade in the market. We appreciate the visibility that you continue to bring to this so that for those of us who are not directly involved in the sector are aware about the illicit trades so that we can learn and contribute to the tax on how this can be averted, prevented, and supported. We recognize that the stamping out of illegal trade requires the participation of all stakeholders, not only the policymakers through government. As a chamber, we wish to reiterate our commitment to advocate for and support businesses both in the private and public sectors, as well as in engaging in advocating for a higher level playing field for all stakeholders.
The following are some of the key takeaways from the Economic Impact and Excise Tax Analysis by Ernst & Young on behalf of Zambian Breweries PLC. 1. Real disposable income in Zambia is expected to remain under pressure. This means that the illicit market is likely to grow. There is a significant amount of loss in excise tax revenue as well as economic activity due to the structure of the illicit market. Zambian Breweries' affordable beer category shows demand sensitivity to price. Historical changes in the price of affordable and premium brands have hurt Zambian breweries' volumes. Zambian Breweries is a significant contributor to Zambia's manufacturing base and supports agricultural livelihoods. Excise taxes should support a reduction in illicit market consumption in combination with other policy intervention.
Quite an insightful report issued by Ernst & Young for Zambian breweries, and also coming in some recommendations from stakeholders such as Commerce Industry and the Zambia Association of Manufacturers. We hope that that has helped put into perspective the role that every responsible citizen must play to positively contribute to our country's economy. And as also seen in that report, Zambian Breweries is making strides in not only legal production of alcohol, but also employment creation and contributing to the nation's GDP. Give us your feedback on that story. You can email us at documentaries@diamondtvzambia.com. On behalf of my crew, my name is Francesca Piribanda. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed.